Written in 1899, Anton Chekhov's renowned short story, The Lady with the Dog, delves into the clash between conforming to societal expectations of marriage and gender roles and remaining faithful to one's inner principles. The narrative centers around an adulterous relationship, challenging patriarchal norms, critiquing prescribed gender roles and marriage conventions, and exploring the essence of authentic connections. Chekhov's protagonists expose the suffocating impact of societal gender expectations on both men and women within the confines of marriage. These characters also exemplify the potential and limitations of preserving personal and relational integrity while facing pressure to adhere to societal norms. During the winter of 1898 and 1899, Chekhov penned this story while residing in Yalta. It was initially published in the magazine Russkaya Mysl, Russian Thought, with the first English translation appearing in 1903. The Lady with the Dog has become a staple of Western literature, inspiring adaptations for film, stage, theater, and ballet. This guide specifically references the version found in later short stories, 1888 to 1903, a collection of Chekhov's works translated by Constance Garnett. The story unfolds with Dmitri Gurov, a Moscow banker, vacationing alone in the Crimean seaside resort of Yalta. Trapped in an unhappy marriage, he despises and fears his wife while holding a condescending view of women as an inferior race. Despite these beliefs, Gurov seeks companionship with women and often engages in fleeting yet pleasurable love affairs. After spending 2 weeks in Yalta, Gurov notices a new arrival strolling along the sea, an attractive young woman accompanied by a small white Pomeranian. They cross paths multiple times each day, leading Gurov to surmise that she is married, alone, and bored. With the desire for another brief romantic dalliance, Gurov initiates an acquaintance with the lady. During their subsequent walks and conversations along the seaside, Gurov shares details of his banking career in Moscow, his background as an art student, and his training as an opera singer. The young woman's name is Anna Sergeyevna. Originally from St. Petersburg, she currently resides in the town of S. and is married to a government bureaucrat named von Dideritz, who is of German descent. As Gurov observes their acquaintance, he detects a sense of pathos in Anna, while simultaneously admiring her tender and youthful appearance. A week later, Gurov and Anna decide to witness the arrival of a steamer. They wait and watch late into the evening, and Anna appears particularly emotional and absent-minded. Sensing her heightened state, Gurov embraces and kisses her. They retreat to her hotel room, where they consummate their relationship. Anna's subsequent distress and remorse defy Gurov's previous encounters with women. She expresses the belief that he will be the first to despise her now. As Gurov spots a watermelon on a table, he approaches it and begins cutting into it. They sit in silence as he leisurely eats the fruit. After 30 minutes, he finally speaks, reassuring Anna that he could never despise her and that she doesn't fully comprehend her own words. Anna bemoans her unhappy marriage at the age of 20 to a husband she views as a mere servant. She reveals that her arrival in Yalta was justified by feigning illness, driven by her yearning to truly live and experience something better. Yet, despite pursuing her desires through their affair, she feels overwhelmed by guilt and self-loathing, viewing herself as a morally reprehensible woman. Gurov grows irritated and questions what Anna truly desires. She claims to crave a pure and honest life, finding sin repugnant, yet she struggles to explain her own adulterous actions. Weary of her fretting, Gurov silences her with kisses, and eventually, Anna's mood begins to lift. Afterward, they take a cab to Oranda, a settlement in Yalta, and settle on a bench near a church. Together, they immerse themselves in the surroundings, the serene white clouds hanging motionless in the air, the chirping grasshoppers, the majestic mountaintops, and the steady, soothing sound of the sea below, which speaks of peace and the eternal slumber that awaits. Gurov is struck by the beauty of the moment, sitting beside a young woman who appears so lovely in the dawn, captivated and enchanted by the enchanting setting, the sea, the mountains, the clouds, and the vast sky. In this reflection, he realizes that everything in the world is beautiful, except for our own thoughts and actions when we forget our human dignity and the higher purposes of our existence. As time passes, their affair blossoms into regular shared meals and outings. Unexpectedly, Anna receives a letter from her husband, summoning her back home as he is unable to come to Yalta as planned. Viewing the letter as the intervention of destiny in their affair, Anna departs from Yalta. She assures Gurov that she will remember him and wishes him happiness, firmly believing that they should never have met. Saddened by her departure, Gurov regrets his deception of Anna. In hindsight, he recognizes how he pretended to care for her while harboring a patronizing attitude. Despite the end of summer, Gurov is prepared to move on from this relationship. Upon returning to his native Moscow, Gurov resumes his familiar social life as autumn arrives and winter approaches. He anticipates that his memories of Anna will gradually fade away, just like memories of his past affairs. However, Anna's image lingers in Gurov's mind, and his memories of her become more vivid, igniting a restless desire within him. Frustrated by the absence of close confidants, Gurov begins to despise his social and family life. Everything about his respectable existence now feels empty and suffocating, a prison from which he cannot escape. In December, Gurov travels to S under a pretext, determined to find Anna. After discovering von Dideritz's address, he goes to her house, but struggles to come up with a credible reason for his presence. Restless, he paces outside along the long gray fence adorned with nails across from the house. At some point, he hears someone playing the piano inside and catches a glimpse of Anna's dog being let out. Disappointed, he eventually returns to his hotel. Learning about a local stage performance, Gurov decides to attend the theater in hopes of encountering Anna there. To his surprise, he spots Anna accompanied by her husband. Von Dideritz fits Anna's description of him as a flunky. With his side whiskers, premature baldness, and perpetually bowing demeanor, von Dideritz appears to be the very image Anna painted for Gurov. Seizing an opportunity during the intermission when von Dideritz steps out, Gurov approaches Anna. Taken aback, she rises and walks away, with Gurov trailing after her through the crowd. Eventually, she stops in a more secluded part of the theater, where they both find themselves overwhelmed with emotion. Anna confesses how miserable she has been without Gurov, and he responds by kissing her passionately. However, she implores him to leave, promising to visit him in Moscow. Coming up with excuses for her husband, Anna starts making periodic trips to Moscow, where Gurov meets her in a designated hotel room. During one such visit, as Gurov accompanies his daughter to school, his thoughts wander to Anna and his dual existence. He contemplates how the true and essential part of his life, the core, remains hidden, while the superficial and false aspects, the outer shell, remain visible. Arriving at the hotel room, Gurov finds Anna in tears. They both weep, acknowledging the challenges of their relationship and contemplating the endurance of their love. Gurov offers comfort to Anna as he catches a glimpse of his own reflection in the mirror. He notices his own aging and contemplates how Anna's beauty will soon fade as well. Gurov finds it inexplicable that, after numerous previous relationships, he has only now, in his middle age, truly and deeply fallen in love. He and Anna develop a profound affection for each other, akin to that of a husband and wife or devoted friends. Their love transforms them, yet they feel trapped in their loveless marriages, akin to a pair of birds of passage, caught and compelled to live in separate cages. Unlike in the past, Gurov now offers compassionate solace to Anna. They engage in heartfelt conversations, yearning for an escape from the intolerable bondage of secrecy and deceit that engulfs them. Just as they glimpse the possibility of a solution and their happiness, they realize that they have only just begun to face the most challenging season of their relationship. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.